Hey, deserving listeners, Love is Blind, 2 years later. Let's watch.
How are you guys?
Good. Hanging out. Does he kind of like Damian back there? This guy right there?
No, it's just you.
It's just me. Okay. Gigi, we're dying to know this. We really actually thought about this earlier.
What? Did y'all's sex life get any better? Is it a
my
capital
God.
Damien with a capital D?
Or Damian with a lowercase d.
So when you're actually open with your partner and you communicate what you want, things get better. Yeah.
All right, that's good. So I'm forgetting their conflict regarding their sexual life. I don't think they went into it in detail. I think she was complaining about the sex with Damian. But now she's saying that turns out when you actually communicate and you actually listen to each other, sex get better. So, good for them.
You know what? You gotta rise above.
You do. Yeah. Or whatever.
You want a drink?
Yeah, I'd love one. Hey.
So this is Francesca. Francesca, this is Giannina.
Hello. Hi.
This was obviously a lot on me to do this with you guys because I know how things could look to the media. No, I don't think things could look to the media.
Okay, so if you don't know what's happening, Giannina there on the right and Damian are together. They went through the Love is Blind situation. They were on the altar. She said yes and he said no. And then I can't remember why he said no, though. I think, they were fighting a lot. I remember that much. And then afterwards, they got back together and they were dating, which, is fine. And that's often what I have to say about these reality TV shows. It's just like you're pressured to get married very quickly. And it does make sense to say, well, I might want to marry you someday, but I'm not really quite sure yet. So they seem to be kind of on that track. And Damian and I think her name's Francesca, this other woman, were caught, so to speak. Someone posted a picture of the two of them out on the town holding hands while he supposedly was in an exclusive relationship with Giannina. Okay. So apparently that was a big thing on Instagram. I have no idea. I don't follow such things. So for Giannina and Damian, they've been doing pretty well. Their relationship is going pretty well. And they go to this anniversary thing, which I believe might be the anniversary of all their weddings. I'm not quite sure. And Francesca just randomly shows up. Damian must have invited her. Otherwise, how would she know where to go? And according to Damian, Francesca is just a friend. Is her name Francesca? Pretty sure. Anyway, just a friend, which is fine. You can have friends, and I'm an advocate for mixed gender friendships. Absolutely. I have a lot of mixed gender friendships, and the notion on the internet that men and women, heterosexual men and women, cannot be friends because the guy will always want to have sex with a woman is absolutely ridiculous. Now, might that happen sometimes? Individuals might have trouble with that, sure. But the idea that I can't be friends with a woman without wanting to have sex with her is just ridiculous. And I've been friends with women since I was a child. Well, I won't go into detail, but I've been friends with a lot of people regardless of gender. People are people, and I can be friends with them, and you can't stop me. So for Damian, he's friends with this woman, and that's fine. That's okay. And has explained to Giannina when that Instagram or that picture was posted, Giannina believed Damian. But then Francesca comes to the party, and Damian's spending a lot of time with her, and Giannina is off by herself, and she's hurt, which makes a lot of sense. And you just have to think what's going on in Damian's mind. Is he trying to push Giannina away? Is he nervous about something? Now, I think Damian actually wants Francesca to meet Giannina because that makes sense. You want your friends to meet your significant other. That's fine. But under these circumstances, why now? Why wouldn't, this is supposed to be their special night. It's like kind of like an anniversary of their relationship, and you invite this friend and spend a lot of time with her, this kind of thing. So let's see what they do.
And I still thank you for coming by.
Yeah, I was nervous definitely coming here.
I mean, I tried inviting my mom, but I'm glad Francesca made it on the list. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I really miss her, but I'm kidding. I'm glad that I got to meet you because I'm over this shit.
Yeah, let's have a good night.
Yeah?
Cheers.
You?
Cheers.
All right, interesting. So Giannina is holding it together. Lots of poise there. Makes a joke, which is great. Giannina's being I think the most gracious one of the three of them. I mean, if I was Francesca, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm totally the third wheel. I'm invading. He is with you. I'm not with him. I'm just the friend. And, the two of you, I want you to have some. That's what she should be doing if she's truly a friend, right? Now, the other suspicion that, of course, one might have is, are Damian and Francesca in some sort of thing, or are they developing an emotional thing? Or is Francesca trying to pull him away? Who knows? But there does seem to be a question as to Damian's loyalty or his energies right now.
You say you're friends. He says you're friends. I can feel that you guys are friends. But I'm letting you know right now, if you ever did try anything, you're messing with the wrong bitch.
No, I wouldn't get in between something that people were trying to figure out.
So this kind of attitude is common, but not one that I recommend necessarily. It's fine. People can have whatever attitudes they want, but I find it to be a little misguided to blame the other woman, so to speak, when you really need to be focusing on your significant other. And I think that part of it is on a foundation of sexism regarding the differences in genders, and that men are completely out of control when it comes to women, that we can't count on men to be able to keep it in their pants, so to speak, and that women will fight with each other and say, stay away from my man, when you really should be talking to your man and saying, do you want to be with me? Because if you want to be with me, obviously you're not going to be with other people. What kind of person are you? How dedicated are you? Because like for me and my wife, if someone were to hit on me, I would be like, no. I'm in an exclusive, monogamous, long-term marriage with my wife, and that's just not going to happen. So, and if my wife went after the person hitting on me, I'm like, well, I'm saying no. Like, people can proposition, I suppose, if they, people can ask, and I'm saying no. I don't know why I'm using myself in this example right now, but so I think that now what Giannina is doing is fine, but I sometimes this can get us into trouble because it's a mindset of I need to keep women away from my man, instead of I need to strengthen the bond and make sure that I understand what my significant other actually wants, so that he can make choices for himself about who he's around. And because I'm not going to be around him all the time, I don't know what's going to happen. And he might have women as friends, and I want to be able to trust him. I don't want to have to fight women who are trying to get close to him. I want to be able to trust him that he can wander around in the world autonomously and be loyal to me.
He's mine.
I think he's amazing. I think he's a great person. 90% of our conversations are about you.
Because you guys went to lunch and you hung out.
We went to lunch.
Okay.
Literally the entire time we talked about you, and I'm aware of where you guys stand. I'm not going to cross any boundaries. I never would. I respect him as a friend, and I know you guys are still figuring it out. Then I want the best for you guys, of course. So now that I'm more aware of the situation,
I will say it's a little suspicious that the woman, I think her name's Francesca, keeps saying, you're still trying to figure things out. You're still trying to figure things out. It seems to be a little bit of a hint there that it's like, well, you're still figuring things out. And when he figures out he doesn't want to be with you, then he's going to be, I don't know. I'm just being silly.
then
So you weren't aware before?
obviously if you guys are still figuring it out, then I would never try and even get in the way of anything like that
But would you?
on my end. If you guys weren't together in the future, I don't know. I can't say that.
Put yourself in my position. Like, would you feel like you're being really fucked over right now?
It's a good question, and it makes some sense. It's like, okay, what I'm hearing is that, yeah, you're friends, but if I wasn't with him, then you're open to being with him. It kind of sounds like you might want to be with him. Put yourself in my shoes right now. How would you feel if you were in my shoes? Let's see. Now, what often people will do in Francesca's shoes, they will not really put themselves in the other person's shoes, and they'll be like, I'd be fine with it, no big deal. Instead of saying, well, yeah, maybe I would be upset. Let's see what she says.
Sorry to interrupt this thing. Glad y'all got to meet. I hope this wasn't as horrible as
No,
I
I'm
felt the
learning a
whole time.
lot about what you and Francesca talk about.
Good. Good.
So Giannina is stepping into sarcasm. She has been for a little bit now, and this is indicative of, I think, as her distress level goes up, her regression, to an earlier stance. It's an adolescent thing to roll your eyes and to be sarcastic. And, it makes sense. She's in a stressful situation. She really loves Damian, I think, really wants things to work with him. And this is a threat. It makes her wonder, does Damian really love me? Am I just a fool for being in this relationship? What's going on here? It's very stressful. So if I were there, a little therapist on Giannina's shoulder, I would say, take a beat, go to the bathroom, and get a breath, get a friend, talk things out. And, maybe not even tonight, but another time, talk with Damian and say, what's going on between you and Francesca? You say you're a friend, but she says she's, when I asked her if she would want to be with you if we were together, she didn't say yes or no. If she was truly just a friend, then she would say no, right? She would say, no, he's always a friend. I would never date him. He repulses me sexually or whatever. And that would be fine, but that's not what she's saying. And so if that's true, are you entertaining this relationship? What's going on here? And I just want to, lay the cards on the table because I just want to know where I stand. What's going on here? So that would be a worthy conversation instead of attacking, and because I know that she wants to be with him, and if she comes off hostile, Damian might be hurt by that and then get triggered and come back. And so let's watch.
Our definition of friends, so I just want to make sure it's not the same definition of friends as you guys. Okay, so you understand where I'm going with this?
I do.
Okay.
Like a sexual type of friendship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me and Francesca are friends, and you should be able to trust that, as she trusts it, as I trust it. It's not, nobody's out to get Giannina. I told you I was having lunch with her. It's not me hiding. I give you communication.
So, yeah, everything Damian is saying is logical, and if Damian truly is just a friend with Francesca, then this makes sense. I think he could do a little bit more and say, Giannina, I know how this looks, and look, I want to be with you. I don't want to be with her. She's just a friend, and I'm a one-woman guy, and you are the one. We're still playing it by ear. We're boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever they define, and that's it. There's no threat to that. I'm with you. So if he said something like that, I'm guessing that would really help. He could also say, Francesca, it was great visiting. Time to go home. Tonight is me and Giannina's night. I don't understand why Francesca has to be there. The other thing I would say, that if I, as a cis, heterosexual dude, was friends with Damian and came to this party, and Giannina didn't, and I saw the two, I would go to Giannina and say, hey, I would try to bond a little bit, try to be friends. Francesca doesn't seem to be doing that at all. She just seems to be like a deer in headlights a little bit. So for me, I have women who are friends, and when they meet my wife, they spend a lot of time actually bonding with my wife. They'll go off and talk and stuff and have a friendship. And so why didn't Francesca do it? Why didn't Francesca intuit that? Why did she come up to Giannina and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry for that picture. I'm just a friend. There's no effort there on that level. Now, maybe Francesca lacks social skills or something, or there's a different motivation there. I don't understand.
The communication isn't always returned, but I give you communication.
If you guys were to both get into different relationships, if it didn't work out and you guys wanted to remain in each other's lives, you guys would both need to be cool with it. If you found another boyfriend, you would need to be cool with it if you wanted to stay in your life, and vice versa.
Yeah, but you guys aren't dating.
So why would you bring that up? It's the perfect wrong thing to say. If you guys break up, why are you, if you're truly just a friend, why are you bringing that up?
No one ever talks about the evil things that love brings.
Am I missing something?
That's just the time. So
I will say that the music cues are extremely loud. I don't remember it being so loud in the previous. It's like they're talking, and all of a sudden it's just blasted with a song. It's like, okay, I get it. Music cue, dial it back a little bit. We're not watching a music video. It's a reality TV show.
The beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Take a shot with Xanax, please.
I'm actually.
So again, I don't understand what's happening. Why wouldn't Damian go over with his girlfriend and say, okay, Francesca, sounds like I need to go over there and repair a relationship. Why would he not do that? Is he trying to make a point? Is he saying, look, I have a friend and that's just the way that it is and you're just going to have to deal with it and stop nagging me and, and he's not putting himself in Giannina's shoes? Or does he want to be with Francesca? What's going on? All right, well, that does it for that episode of Psychology in Seattle. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.